Well, this has turned out to be an interesting day. Sunday morning, good morning. Hope you're all okay. That extraordinary film that I just took is where I live now. It's the closest village to me. Look at that. Pretty, innit? I live in a little village that's just waking up on a Sunday morning called Guia de Azora. I think it translates to the guide of Izora. And to be honest with you, it's where old meets new. I drove into the village and just parked the car right at the beginning, right at the start, and I thought, just get out. The dog needs walking, he's here. And I thought, you know what it is? I'll go down the pavement, mate, just in case. I thought, we'll just take a wander and go and see what's around. I know there's a church somewhere, and I'm looking for a church, but I can't find it. What it is I was planning on going down a walk for Las Americas or Los Cristianos for you guys, just to give you a bit of a nice backdrop. But everyone was saying how foggy it is today in town. Nobody can understand it. I had like loads of posts on Facebook about how foggy it is. So I was in the car and I looked to the right in gear, and we're quite above those towns. And I don't know if you can see it now, but if I just spin the camera this way and do a zoom in, you can actually see just above the buildings the cloud line, that we're actually above the clouds. And that's the reason why. Los Cristianos and Las Americas have got a foggy day today. So I thought, well, there's no point in me going down there. So if I'm not going to go down, I'll go up. And I thought, I'll come into the village and have a look around and see what's going on. And it's an amazing place, actually. For me, I think it is anyway. It's where old meets new. And it's really, really pretty. Old meets new, that was it. You've seen a lot of the houses, how old the houses are. So I've just seen this lady step out of an old house. You think the quaint Canarian custom way of life. And then she just stepped into a Porsche Cayenne, which is how much are they these days? Over 100 grand? So they're not doing too bad. But it just makes you wonder where the money's coming from, you know. But they still live in their old traditional ways. It's fantastic, it really is. So I've just had to ask her where the church is. And she very kindly explained it to me. I'd walk way past it. She said I've got to come down the hill and get to the school, the driving school. And once I'm past the driving school, it's a little bit further down on the left apparently. What amazes me about this place is how immaculate it is. There's not a bin on the streets. I've just really struggled. Rolo just did his business. I just struggled to find a bin. But the actual streets themselves are absolutely immaculate. It's amazing. So I thought I'd come for a wander and see what's going on down here. A lot of people are putting in the comments about, you know, I'm getting messages about saying how they're missing a Just Rick. But I always thought to myself, I said I'd never do a Just. I mean, look at that car first of all. Look at that. Like the old-fashioned Golf GTIs. Because nothing rusts over here. It lasts forever. People are asking, well, you need more Just Ricks, and it's like, you know, I've been busy. But the other thing about it is that I didn't really want to do a vlog for the sake of doing a vlog. What I do like is, when I put a vlog up, the content, I like it to be interesting for people, a little bit different to see, and then something to discuss and something to talk about really, and see how it goes. That was the reason why for me it's been a little bit quiet. However, I had a bit of an inkling of an idea this morning. A couple of things to talk about. Let's see what's going on the right way. Yeah, first one was I've seen Take That apparently touring again, and there's now only 3 of them. It's quite interesting, the 3. Gary, Howard and Mark, isn't it? I was fun to Take That. I was a fan. Come on. There's the school, there's the motor school. I'll ask these ladies where the church is. I was 18 years of age working in the bars in around South Manchester, in this little bar in Sale. I'll go up this pretty street. And there was 2 lads that used to go in the bar all the time, the little B. One was called Neil, and him and his mate worked as dancers in the, sorry, his dog's pulling me, in the local nightclub called the Little B. No, the local nightclub called Liberties. And they were dancers on the stage. So anyway, Neil one day said to his mate, he said, listen, I've seen an advert in the newspaper. They're looking for 2 dancers to Jesus Christ, where's that coming from? They're looking for two dancers. They're looking for two dancers to join a boy band. Would you be interested? And his mate went, nah, not really interested, not really for me. They went, no worries. So anyway, Neil went away and got 2 applications for it. And he gave one to his mate, and his mate filled in the application, and Neil didn't. Anyway, his mate actually got the audition, and after the audition, he actually got in the band, the boy band. And he says to Neil, he says, we're a 5-piece boy band. He says, but if I have a word with the manager, we might be able to make it a 6-piece. And Neil turned around and he went, do you know what it is? Nah, it's not going to go anywhere. I'm fine, nah. So he never bothered, and he just left it. It turns out the 5-piece boy band was Take That. And it turns out that the application that he got for his mate was actually Jason Orange from Take That. Thing is, they're coming back out on tour now, and there's a couple of things I've seen. His age, as you get older, doesn't mean you're getting better. Some of the songs they've done are absolutely classic songs. Don't get me wrong, I was a big Take That fan when I was a kid. Growing up, quite like the music. I think Gary Barlow most probably is one of the most greatest songwriters of our generation. Even though I don't really like his stuff, you've got to admire what he can do as a talent. I also believe in who's still alive of our generation. Songwriters, well, Elton John, Noel Gallagher. These are I think, the proper songwriters. But I saw last couple of days, obviously they're going on tour in the UK, and I've seen some of the clips of them on stage. And the one thing I did see was the dance routine that they did. The dance routine that they did for when at the start of Pray. You know, that famous dance routine when they get down on one knee and put the foot out and then get back up again. And to be honest with you, I think when you see, for me, I'm looking at it going, that's dad dancing, that man. I know it's iconic, but I still think it's a bit dad dancing for me. And I think, let the songs play, do your stuff, but I'd drop the dad dancing. In fact, I think that might be the best idea. But the crowd seems to go wild, so the crowd still seems to love it, which is funny. Gary Barlow's got himself a little bit more. Yeah, his accent's changed as he's got older, and he's become a meme now on TikTok.
This is my idea of a very nice day out.
Have you seen this meme? Why is he talking like that? Why? I don't think a Mancunian can talk posh. I can't. I don't think he can. But it's a weird one. Why are they coming out again though? Is it because they're coming out for the greatest hits? Are they coming out because they need the cash? The opportunity to get the cash? Which way am I going to go down? Go down the hill. Opportunity just to cash in again? Like Robbie Williams is coming to Gran Canaria this year. And somebody said, do you want to go and see Robbie Williams? I'm like, no, not really. I think he had his time. Great entertainer, but I think he's had his time. I can't even think of a musician I would like to go and see these days. I was a massive fan of U2 when I was younger. Big fan of U2. But I don't think I'd want to see them now because I think they've gone a bit sanctimonious. I don't know. Is there a band that you would actually like at this moment in time to go and see? Would you pay to go and see? Shelley keeps asking me about Def Leppard and all that sort of stuff. I suppose I bet the Rolling Stones, even at their age, I bet they're true musicians. I bet they could do it. I don't know. I find it really strange one that with music at the moment. I'm not. I used to love music and I've gone completely out of it. It's not my this way. It's not my bag anymore. I don't think. But I'll get down actually. See if I can see that low cloud. Oh, there's a pigeon. The pigeon hunter. So there you go. Still never caught one. Should we go down that way? That's down to the main road. It's so weird looking at that cloud cover. Look at this at the end of the street. It's like the earth just disappears. So bizarre. It's all about planning today. Today is all about planning. I know that we've chosen to live over here. I know that. Up here, sorry. Sorry, I'm with the dog and he just pulls me everywhere. I know I've chosen to live up here and it's a little bit out of the way. It's about 15 minutes on the motorway to get into town. And I've worked out today already, if I'd have gone into town this morning, which was my plan, today would have been the first start of 3 trips into town, or 6 trips up and down that motorway. And it couldn't be helped. And the reason why it couldn't be helped was, the first things first was I was planning on doing a video. I'm planning on taking the dog into town for a walk, into town for a nice long walk. But obviously that didn't happen because of the weather. Then I need a big bag of dog food, like the dry dog food for him. And the problem is, I can't take him into a shop, so I'm going to have to leave him back at the house, so I can go to the supermarket to get the dog food. That means another trip into town. Thinking about doing a Sunday live, so I thought to myself, I can go into town, get the dog food and do the Sunday live. If he's had a long enough walk, he'll sleep in the afternoon, which is fine. Didn't want to leave him too much on his own because Shelley's not with me, you see. And then finally tonight, I've got work, so that'll be my 3rd trip into town. This morning, I was having my coffee and I was thinking about what to do. I was winding myself up a little bit, to be honest with you. I was getting a bit annoyed, going, why? Why have you created this? But then you've got to realise, it's what I chose. I chose this. Cross back over. I chose this because I like it. I like living in this sort of area. I prefer this sort of area to the areas that I've lived in previous at the moment. So then what happened this week? What are you looking at, you? He's pulling me for some reason. So then what happened this week is we nearly took another dog. You might have heard it in the chat the other day. What happened was, Shelley's friend is a breeder of little bullies, and there was a litter born about a year ago, and one person's took this, the litter's all gone out to the families and they're all happy, and then one person has to rehome, and they're giving up the dog because they're not allowed animals there. I've got a couple of issues with that. Number one, then you don't choose that home. If they say you're not allowed animals, then that's just like a foregone conclusion. It's a no-go. But number two, do they really need to give the dog up, or have they just had the puppy phase now and they're ready to, they've had enough? You know what I mean? So anyway, Shelley's mate speaks to Shelley and says, look, does Rolo want a little friend? And we're like, oh, do you know what it was? We were considering actually getting a second dog, but only after about 5 or 6 months of living in the house, to make sure that we enjoy living where we are. And the reason being is because if we enjoy living where we are, you're going the wrong side, mate, go that side. If we enjoy living where we are, it's no issues, we've got that much land, there's no problem at all with it. But if we don't enjoy living where we are, and we've got to think we're moving back to the town, we've got 2 dogs then to try and get into a house with 2 dogs, and it's hard enough with 1 dog. So that's the reason why we're going to wait 3-4 months, 4 or 5 months maybe. So we were very, very tempted to go, well, let's bring the dog up and see how it works, see how it goes. The problem is, the moment you say, let's see if they get on together, and they do, you've got yourself a second dog. And I don't want a second dog so soon. But then they go, yeah, but think of the dog. And I'm like, listen, and this is what we came to the decision, that there will always be dogs in need of help. And when the right time comes, we will help it on our terms and not on anybody else's. And I think that's the brutal, honest answer of a way to think about getting a second dog. It was just a Sunday morning stroll, wandering through somewhere differently. It's pretty, actually, pretty place. Gary Barlow. First time in. It won't be my last. I quite like it. Old meets new. Remember that lady in a Porsche Cayenne? That's the other option. Old meets new. See you on the next one. All the best, guys. Cheers.